What is going on, everybody? This is Coach Coleman, Jesse Coleman, and you're checking into Breakthrough Blueprint, the podcast where we help you tap into your full potential. What is going on, what it is, what it do. If you're listening to this, I am recording this on Monday, March 9th. It is my birthday week, right? When this is my birthday week. Birthday March 15th. And for everybody that always asks what you're gonna do for your birthday, I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, I am not gonna do anything but relax and chill. Like for real, like me and my people, we used to always throw parties like for our birthdays. Shout out to DJ Reese. We always share the birthday party because his birthday on the 19th, mine's on the 15th. So we usually always, throw something together. Yeah, but your boy is tired, man. I am tired and I am back on 75 hard. Shout out to my 75 hard crew. It's about 10 or 11 of us. We're on 75 hard going into week two, and I'm feeling good, feeling great. I've pumped up the recovery that I do. We got to make sure we recover good. So I'm just trying to chill. I'm just trying to relax. I'm not gonna do too much. I'm not gonna go all out or do anything crazy. I'm just gonna relax and chill. Go to dinner, things like that. And yeah, I'm just gonna relax. Summertime is on the way. We have finally. It feels like we finally hit that curve here in Chicago, and the weather is it's starting to get better. Daylight saving time for us who participate in that, because I know my Arizona people, they don't participate in that, but for us now it's getting darker later, so I'm able to get my runs in while it's still light out. So we starting to get to that time, ladies and gentlemen. We're starting to get to that weather, that good weather, and I am looking forward to it. Again, hope everybody had a great week. I hope you've done something to push yourself a little bit closer to your goals, whatever that may be, personal, business, relationships, whatever the case may be. And remember, we're just striving to be 1% better. That's what we're working on. And today's episode, right, is going to be it's going to be a little bit different. Like, we're going to go into some things where kind of like for me, and it was stuff that I had to work on. Again, when I talk to you all, I'm not talking as somebody that's better. I'm not talking to somebody who knows it all. I am talking as somebody who is experiencing these things and realizing there's some things I need to work on. And one of the biggest frustrations, well, the source of frustration, right, in our life and in our business is the gap between our expectations and the reality of things, right? We expect people to show up. We expect them to show up in the way we would. We expect the same loyalty. We expect the same effort. We expect the same communication, discipline, so forth and so forth. But the truth is, honestly, is people operate from their own standards and not ours. Too often, we try to put our standards, we try to put the way we will handle things, and we expect other people to operate in that same manner. And that's just not it. And when we get into those situations that what we expect versus what reality is, and things don't work out, we get upset and we get angry. When the truth be told is, we have to always remember and think of that, like, it is not our expectations that people must uphold. They must uphold their own expectations, right? And the moment we stop waiting for people to show up the way we want them is a moment that we take full ownership of our life. I love Mel Robbins. You all probably listen to Mel Robbins. There's a clip that she said a while ago, and I'm pretty sure it's been shared, but I heard it from her clip, and it was like, no one is coming to save you, right? Your expectations of what you expect other people is not your expectation is not their reality, right? And we fall into that expectation trap where we assume people think like we do. We assume people care about the things the same way. We assume people will show up the way we would, and everybody is different. Everybody is at a different point in their life. Everybody has different priorities. Everybody has different values. People have different levels of discipline, right? You see it all the time where you have one person who is disciplined with their meal planning, they're disciplined with their workouts, as opposed to somebody else who struggle with making sure they're eating the right things. They're struggling with making sure that they're getting their macros on point. They're struggling with going to the gym. But yet, that same person who struggles on the health and fitness side of things, when it comes to the business side, their discipline, their priorities, their values on a whole different level. So again, your expectations of others often reflect your standard, not theirs, right? Our expectations of others often reflects our standard, not theirs. And again, when somebody doesn't live up to our standards, we get frustrated and we go into that gap between expectation and realities. And what usually happens when we get there is there's disappointment, there's resentment, there's burnout, there's broken relationships. And I, for one, and I'm going to be very transparent and honest with you guys, is that there are probably a lot of broken relationships, and when I say relationships, I mean friendships. All different type of relationships where those relationships are probably broken, and more than likely, a lot of them are broken because of the expectation I have for that person, or that person had for me, vice versa, or both of our expectations, where the realities were different than what we expect from that other person, from the other party. And it's not because people are bad, right? But it's because we expect them to be something they never agreed to be. Think about that. The expectations we put on other people, when they don't live up to their expectations, we get upset with them when they never agreed to be that person. They never agreed to be that for us. So we have to take a step back. And again, I can say from the bottom of my heart is that, yeah, I've been there. And again, I probably can, if I take a step back and really look at past relationships, take a step back and look at how things have operated with some people, I can really say that it was my expectation of what I thought they should have been was the issue into why things fell apart. The same way with burnout and disappointment, our expectations is not the world's reality. What we expect for our business partner. Well, I'm not going to say that because when you have a business partner, there should be some conversations around what expectations are. You all supposed to agree to that. Yet there are instances where things, your expectation and realities just doesn't align, and we have to get out of that framework of hoping someone else will fix it. Now, I'm gonna say this, and you all are probably gonna hear this or see this on YouTube and be like, "Bro, what the hell are you talking about?" But we have to stop waiting for somebody else to fix it. We're waiting for a mentor to rescue us. We're waiting for a boss to recognize us. We're waiting for a partner to change. We're waiting for a market to improve, a breakthrough to magically appear. We are waiting for all these things when in reality it is us that has to do the things that we need to do to change. Right? Success does not come from waiting for somebody else to save you. I remember, and I always reference Jocko a lot. You all know I love Jocko, where he was like, it was a few things he said, but it was one thing he said was like, if you're in the woods and you get lost, just keep walking. What you're gonna do? You're just gonna stand there. Of course, if you just stay in the woods, you're gonna die. Like, but just give yourself a chance. Just walk. Nobody's coming to save you. Even if there is somebody that's coming to save you, right? They're trying to find your location. If you just stay still in the woods under all those trees, how could they see you? But if you're moving, they see, oh my God, I see this, I see something moving in the bushes over there. They can go look for you. So again, nobody is coming to save us. We have to save ourselves, right? And he has a book called The Extreme Ownership. I like to call it the radical ownership. It's that the moment things change is when you say it's on me. Now, here's the thing. There's another quote that Jocko said, right? Where he said one of the hardest things to do that to admit that for a person to do is to admit that whatever is wrong is because of them. Yet he said the most liberating thing is to knowing, like, you know what, everything, the situation I'm in, everything that's gone wrong is because of me. But yet I have it's that liberating feeling of saying, but I can make that change. Right? It's on me. I'm not blaming anybody. No more complaining. No waiting. We had Gary V at our conference 2 weeks ago, and he said it pretty much flat out, and I love it. Like, stop whining like a little bitch. The market is bad. You're complaining about it. Right? Something happened with somebody else. You're complaining about it. Stop whining. Stop blaming. Stop complaining. Stop winning, and get on top of it. Now, here's the thing that we can't control. Remember, we always talk about, right? If you cannot personally change something, if you cannot personally control the situation, why are you worried about it? Now, if there's a situation you can change, if there's a situation you can make different, then just say, okay, I need to make adjustments here. I need to lead here. I need to move forward regardless. Again, like I just said, that the story that Jocko shared of, if you get lost in the woods, you just keep moving. You have to move forward. I will move forward regardless of being lost. I will move forward regardless of what happens with the situation. I will move forward no matter what can go on. Right? We have to move forward and we have to be on top of things. Now, the key here is, right, we have to adjust our expectations and not the standards. We always talk about our standards, right? We have to adjust our expectations. You can lower expectations of others without lowering your personal standards. That's one thing I want you all to take from this right now. Because your expectation towards somebody else, what you expect from them, does not go hand in hand with your personal standards. Those things stay the same. Okay? Here's that. You know, everybody's like, match my energy, match my this. Stop expecting others to match your energy, right? You got to keep your own discipline and you got to lead by example. You have to lead the way. You have to show, hey, this is what I expect, and I am going to show that, right? Here's are my standards. Here is what I live by. Here's what I focus on, right? And then you have to have that freedom and letting go. That's another big piece that's a struggle for a lot of us is, letting go. When you release unrealistic expectations, frustration drops, but most importantly too, your focus returns and then your clarity rises. You get more clear about what it is that you're looking for, right? We have a thing where us as people, we want to control everything. When I'm coaching people or I'm having meetings with people, and a lot of times they talk about, oh my God, I just have to control the situation. I have to be in control. When you have to stop trying to control people and start controlling your efforts and your mindset. You can't control another human being. What you can control is you and what your standards are, how you're showing up, how you're leading by example, how you're staying disciplined. Right? That's what we can control. We can't control other people. Again, expectation versus reality. Our expectation does not mean somebody else's reality, right? And the hard truth is, you got to get up early. Guess what? Nobody is coming to wake you up. You set a success list. You set a expectation of things you want to do. Unless you have a 9 to 5 with a boss, nobody's coming to discipline you. Right? Nobody's coming to build your dreams, but what people are coming to do, they're going to come hire you to help build their dreams. And no one is going to fix your life. Even if, You go to a psychiatrist, you talk to somebody, and they can't fix your life, but they can help you fix your own life. So at the end of the day, it always still comes down to you fixing your own life. The day you stop waiting is the day you start winning. And again, like this conversation is a conversation I've had to have with myself on multiple occasions, right? The day I stopped waiting on somebody to see my value, the day I stopped waiting to somebody see that I can do this, the day I stopped waiting for people to give me a thumbs up, that's the day I started winning. And every level you reach, every point in your life you get to, you're gonna come right back to that. This is a ongoing thing. This is not a okay. I fixed it now. I'm good. No, every level. What's the quote they say? Every level there's a new devil. Every level you're gonna hit some type of resistance. And every level we have to remember, hey, nobody's coming to save me. Nobody's coming to discipline me. Nobody's coming to help. They're not coming to build my dreams. They're not coming to fix my life. They're not doing none of those things. Again, we have to stay on top of that because our life, the way we want to live, is up to us and nobody else. There's so much freedom in knowing that your future lies on your shoulders. Yeah, it's freedom in that, right? I know that it's a lot of stress that come with that too, but at the end of the day, when you know that you control your destiny and your life is in your own hands, is either one or two things going to happen. You're either going to fold under pressure or you're going to look at it as the best thing ever. And what I want us all to do is I want us to look at that as the best thing ever. Now, I want you to think about this. I'm going to ask you this, right? It's where have you been waiting for someone else to fix something in your life? It could be your business, it could be your habits, it could be your relationships. Again, where have you like if it's been okay, I know I should wake up early. I know I need to get okay, I need somebody to come wake me up early. Or the business, like I know I'm supposed to be doing A, B, C, and D from Monday to Friday. I'm not doing it. I need somebody to come fix that. Right? Where have you been waiting for somebody else to fix something in your life? And when you think about that, I want you to think about like, what if the answer all along is you? What if the answer to that was you? What if the answer was you are the person that's going to fix your life, nobody else? And again, just going back to it, expectations versus reality. Expectation versus reality. We have to stop expecting other people to operate like us. We have to stop expecting situations are going to go the way we want it to go. And we have to face the reality is that our expectations is not their reality, but our standards is our reality. And if they don't align with our standards, then it is what it is. Right. So I just want you all to think about that as you are going along in business, as you're going along and your relationships. That can be friendships, that can be romantic based. Does your expectation what is are you expecting more than what somebody else's reality is? And on the other part of that is we have to stop waiting for somebody else to come save us because nobody's coming to save us. We have to stop waiting for that. We have to get our ass up. We have to hit the pavement. We have to do what it is that we need to do to get us to our own goal because there's nobody else going to take us there. So shout out for rocking with me on a quick episode. It is your boy, Coach Coleman, Jesse Coleman. Thanks for checking into Breakthrough Blueprint, the podcast.